We're back at Spazio Creative, Malta's leading centre for creative arts, theatre and film. Here, I'll meet Jacqueline Backman, NetRefer's Chief Performance Officer, where she will touch on NetRefer's future vision. So, Jackie, here we are in the Spazio Creative Theatre, this lovely 360-degree space, and it's kind of fitting since your role in NetRefer is performance.
Okay.
And I was wondering, given that you're tasked with, coordinating all the departments at the company and making sure they all function in unison, does that ever feel a bit like it's, you're sort of directing a theatrical performance in a way?
Well, in a lot of ways, I believe that life is like a theatrical performance. But I'd have to admit that there have been many, many times, and even as a leadership principle that, we practice, all of my heads, our entire team, the entire company, is the understanding the absolute art of orchestration, and that not any one thing can be happening ever without other things happening in parallel. And learning to understand how those pieces intercede or interconnect with each other and how they drive each other, which together, it's just one big performance. So yes, I guess in a lot of ways it is. It is performance. So performance is many perspectives.
Right, so it's in a way, it's no good if the sales department is doing a great job if operations can't, onboard and get everything working smoothly, and
exactly.
Everything has to be...
Exactly, and it happens. I know a lot of companies that have gone through that, and it can happen sometime, and that's why it's really important that each piece is working, so where you have the independent functions, they're not siloed in any way. So all of the functions have to work on every project or every step, every milestone as a team with representation from each area, just to make sure that that happens. Because yeah, absolutely it's useless. It's not going to do you any good if you've got this amazing marketing team and amazing sales team if you can't onboard or if you can't deliver. Right. So that's, every piece is so important. And I always say that every job is important. We all have an important job. We have different jobs, but we all have a really critical role in the business.
The whole thing is a collaborative, very collaborative.
Absolutely.
Enterprise.
So I think it's a very fitting venue around orchestration, and it's definitely part of it. And I think that you can take that to your own life as well, to your personal life as well. If you're just focusing on one aspect of your life, the other aspects will suffer.
Sure. That's a good analogy.
Yeah, it's quite logical, I guess.
Yeah, so there's a lot going on. What can you tell us about the company's vision? How does a company with 15 years of legacy behind it, put that behind in the right place and then forge ahead into this sort of brave new world of strategy that we've been talking about today?
Well, interesting thing. When I first was involved with NetRefer, people would talk about legacy, and it was always in a very negative connotation. There was always a very negative connotation to it. And my perspective is that legacy is a fantastic thing to have, depending on the context, of course. So moving from a legacy state of mind or legacy production into a futuristic, it is very challenging. It's probably the most difficult thing that any organization can do. There's way easier ways to do things in that sense. But as far as the future is concerned, I'm not so concerned with putting the legacy behind us. I'm very interested and very concerned with putting the things that didn't work behind us, the things that are no longer relevant behind us. And that, of course, is in conjunction with understanding where we're going, who we are as an organization, and understanding the people, the humans that come into our business that make us the team that can get us there. Our CEO always says he wants a team that can start and finish, and a team that's going to get us there, and that's what we focus on, and that's what we do. So we leave the pieces that are no longer serving us, and we pay homage. Thank you to all the people, and thank you to all the things that we've learned along the way.
Right.
Even the bad decisions, because they I said as long as the decision was the best decision at the time, we're good. And then you have some bad decisions, but they are our teachers. So moving into the future, to me, I don't know. It's just not complicated as long as you know where every piece fits.
Right. It goes back to that prior conversation about analyzing what's happened and which parts are working and which aren't, and like you say, trying to decide.
Yeah, and then just piecing that out and then just looking at that vision for the future and staying focused on it. And at the same time, it's an orchestration, so it's all the pieces. It's not just, it's not even just my opinion or Raphael's opinion or the head, our heads work really collaboratively. As a matter of fact, I say you have two teams. You have your team of heads. At every layer, we have our team of managers, and they are one team, and we have one team of executives. That's one team. They have to perform. They have to be unified, as do the managers. And then they have their respective function teams, right? And then, of course, we have project teams. So it's just, I think it's just wonderful. Definitely an orchestration.
A big challenge as well.
Yeah, it has its challenges, but I find it more challenging not to work that way. Right. But getting everybody to see the benefits, yes, definitely had its challenges, definitely.
But you're in your element with what you're doing here. It's what you enjoy, this sort of restructuring, this challenge.
The restructuring and ensuring strategically that the foundation is in place and that even the strategic outputs coming from our team of leaders are in line with the CEO's vision, and of course, going to take the company to that place. So yeah, it's to me it's just fun. It has to be fun, definitely.
So focusing a little bit on the future, we've been talking about that today. Can you tell us anything about what NetRefer is working on at the moment and what the company has coming up in 2022, perhaps and beyond? Any interesting?
Well, at the most recent ICE, just before COVID shut everything down, we started talking a little bit about RACE, which is, of course, an acronym for Revenue Attribution Compensation Engineering. And this is really about, I think the simplest way to explain it at this point in time is to explain that it is taking things to a whole other level. So of course our future, we will remain in our industry. It's been 15 years of experience within this industry. Our CEO is a visionary in understanding performance marketing and affiliate marketing. So definitely part of our future. And taking our race machine or our race engine, depending on how you want to look at it, and ensuring that it is a highly integratable, highly adaptable, calculating machine, piece of IP that essentially can provide a service to many different organizations depending on what we decide to do with it. So is it carved in stone? Is it carved in stone enough for us to be able to talk about it freely? Not quite at this moment, but it definitely is. There is definitely a massive upgrade coming to our clients in our industry. Absolutely, absolutely. Well, I think that's something, though. I've given
that was very. Okay. I understand. It was interesting, and hopefully we're looking forward to talking to some of your colleagues and other team members in the months ahead.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that as well.
Hopefully, we'll get some more information from them.
Again, we're very happy. We're very transparent. I'm happy to talk about it. It's just if you talk about it too soon, it can create confusion. It can create confusion, and we just really aren't about that. Right. So we'd rather have it, and that things are exactly where they need to be, and then we can say, hey, look what's going on here. Look what's going on here. We never, ever, ever want to be that company that says, hey, look, this is happening, and then it doesn't. Right. Our word is law. What we say, what we promise, we deliver. If something changes, of course, we would let them know, but mostly we deliver. That's our goal.
Jackie, it was fantastic talking to you about this. Thank you very much for taking the time.
Thank you very much. It's been wonderful, very, very wonderful. Thank you very much.
Join us next month when I continue my conversation with NetRefer's Head of Human Resources, Federico Russo.